street skateboarding exists as it does now because of Rodney Mullen.
Rodney Mullen invented all of the modern street skating tricks. I mean, he's the godfather of all that's current.
And we watch him and just be like, he's doing stuff that no one has even thought of or could do if they put their mind to it.
Over the years, I've drawn so much inspiration from skateboarding. And what I'm doing with movement, with motion, fitness, is so much like skateboarding that I thought I'd make a little video talking about, again, it's like repeating the same message again and again to bring clarity, repetition, but each time it changes. It's kind of like a workout. You never stop working out. Just because you work out once, it doesn't mean that, okay, I'm good, I never have to work out again. So it's the same thing with sharing my message. So growing up, I had a ton of influences, but something that really stuck with me was skateboarding, and specifically out of skateboarding was Rodney Mullen.
All he wanted to do was figure out how to do new things with the skateboard and new tricks, and he didn't care if anyone else was doing it, if anyone else thought it was cool. He just wanted to see what was possible.
Although too technical for most, Rodney's innovations began to influence pros who were also pushing the limits of skateboarding.
I learned finger flip bears on vert because I was inspired by Rodney doing it. And I wanted to take some of these things that he was doing and try to learn them in the air, you know, in the pools. That was the first one I did that was directly linked to freestyle.
Like Rodney Mullen, I'm doing a very similar concept with movement, with motion, with the equilibrium project system, if you will.
Cut off from his dreams of skateboarding in school, Rodney was surrounded by people whom he couldn't relate with.
Rodney's just an outsider in life. I mean, there's not too many people that can relate to him or that he can even relate with. You tend to be an outcast when you can't find any peers.
And, same thing that Jordan did with basketball, same thing that Barry Sanders did with football, is I'm doing this stuff with moving around. In essence, it's like they all changed the game. I'm doing the same thing in my own regard in that I'm doing it differently. I'm taking it, and like skateboarding, you learn the fundamental moves, right? You learn how to get on a board. Then you learn how to kick push and how to balance and how to locomote. Then you start to learn the tricks. You learn how to ollie. You learn how to kick flip, right? You learn how to grind. You learn all that stuff. Everyone learns the same sort of fundamentals in skateboarding, but the difference is when they actually skate, like Rodney, like every pro, like anyone who skates, they use their skills in their own unique way.
He just started overtaking everyone at such a high speed, no one could ever catch him.
He was the first skater that I'd ever come across that was committed to his craft, dedicated to it, believed in practicing, believed in going out and getting better.
The thing that's amazing is just the fact that he wouldn't be just holding back and doing just basic tricks to win the contest. He'd be doing stuff that no one had ever seen before and doing it consistently.
And that's the same way that I'm teaching fitness, is that you learn how to squat, how to hinge, how to lunge, how to lift, right? How to play, athleticism. That's right, buddy. But it's the same way as like skateboarding. You watch anyone's run and it's going to be different than anyone else's. Whenever they're skating in the streets, they're going to try the same tricks, but they're going to have a different flow to it. They're going to have a different performance of the same fundamentals. So that's what I'm teaching with like the flow as fundamentals. Like skateboarding is that once you learn the fundamentals, you don't go back every single day and just ollie on the spot. When you have to refine a move, right? Refine a trick, refine your lunge, refine a squat. Then you spend time in it in isolation. Same way like skateboarding. Same way again, like I took inspiration from Rodney Mullen.
So making the transition, some of the hardest things to do was my eyes. Where to hold my eyes. Freestyle, you look down. You're never skating at anything. It took months to overcome stuff like that. Yeah, but then a lot of the body motions and stuff, you know so well from freestyle that I think I had a little head start.
But then it's like once you have the fundamentals, what I do personally is different than what I teach. But what I'm doing personally is I'm going to go into training facility, I'm going to grab a weight and I'm going to swing it around. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to flow with it. I'm going to make my own stuff. That has become my personal foundation. My flow fundamentals. And then I could do whatever I want with it. If I'm going to go and pull up, I might just pull up straight. One day, boom, boom, boom. Another day, I might flow around and pull and twist and spin. But I've given myself the ability to do whatever I want to do. And it's fun. It's fun again, right? Before I would do it, it was just regimented. But through the stuff that I've done over the years, I've realized that I've been doing the same stuff the whole time. And I kind of took a rest from it for a while to be like, hey, what am I doing with this?
The more I skate, I get looser, and I actually look like I'm all right. And then round 2, when I had that much street skating under my belt, and I can apply all the stuff that I have done, now the stuff is way more interesting and it's fun.
And then just like Rodney, the fun is back, the passion is there. And it just got me to realize that I've been doing the same thing, the same stuff I was doing in football, and trying to innovate the techniques and play around with it and tackle different and use my hands different and do all that stuff. But that only came after learning the fundamentals. And then I use the fundamentals to do whatever I want with after that.
Own way of understanding skateboarding, and Rodney breaks down tricks into little itty-bitty components and builds them up until he can pull it off.
He could explain it to you and break it down to like the weight distribution for your foot. Like, do you lean a little bit on the outside of your heel? Do you lean on the ball of your foot? The way the truck sits on a block, just from like being around him and stuff, like I have a new understanding of the mechanics of skateboarding in a way, like down to like the way a truck sits on a block.
Now, a difference for me and a lot of people out there really is the passion. So I've been doing this stuff my whole life, right? Movement has been a thing that there's been a lot of hardship that I've endured, a lot of adversity, a lot of tough times, right? A lot. For those who know my story, been through some shit now. And when you come up in the way that I did, there's not a lot a kid can do when you're in situations like I went through, right? There's not a lot of control. And getting into movement, I feel like that gave me my power back. It helped unleash what I had within as well. Because I didn't start off like this beautiful, athletic prowess guy. I was overweight, didn't move around that much besides playing, which thank the fucking stuff that I did that. But it's just felt like, okay, I can't do this and I can't accomplish that, or I can't have this in life, or I can't afford this, I don't have this opportunity. But I'm like, you know what? I can go and make something of me. And that's why I wanted to get into football and be like, I can make this lucrative for myself. I can take me off the shelf the way that I am right now and turn me into something that I can make shit happen. It gave me my power in a time that I felt powerless. I came to realize that I could express myself through motion. I could educate myself. I could elevate myself. I can explore myself through motion, and then shit just started turning. It helped me find goals. It helped me find purpose in life, and again, helped give me power in that I can do this. You know what I mean? There's no like resource limitation as to what I could do with myself through motion. To where the weights and the tools help, but with or without tools, I could always do it. And that's the thing that I love, that I'm like, nothing's stopping me from getting up right now and doing something to better myself. Oh, there's things that I could do that if I'm feeling down, I can make myself feel better. Therapeutic. I can heal myself. I found that like, yeah, I did it. All right. Good job, man. And that's just deep, man. It's heavy, but it's deep and it's powerful. So movement isn't just movement for me. It's not just a thing that like you got to do as homework. For me, it's like painting. And again, painting rhymes with skateboarding. as skateboarding rhymes also with cooking. I've taken a lot of inspiration from cooking too. In that, in painting, what do? You learn the fundamentals. You learn how to paint and how to shade and how to do all the different stuff with your brush. But then what happens after you learn all those fundamentals? You don't just sit there and do straight lines every day with your fundamentals. You eventually paint a picture. That's what the flows are. That's the performance. Is that all the skills have always been put together to, like skateboarding, you eventually start to perform and you do your skates and then you do your tricks and you do your grind and you explore the different space. So that's what I do. And then on top of that is biomechanics, right? Everything, all the fundamentals are in there. But it's to always paint that picture. Cooking, same thing, they elevate it. All right, what have people done before? You learn the fundamentals. You learn how to cook this and how to cook that, and how to integrate this and how to spice it and how to deal with the flavor. Boom. But you use all those fundamentals once you've got them figured out to make the dish. It's a creative expression. It's creation. You're making something. That's what the flow is. That's a performance. Some people, they have that with sport, but like 1% or less than all people in all life are going to be able to go to pro level sport. So then can everyone else do? It's their flow, it's their expression, it's their thing. They are training to train. They're always self-development, always in self-development. But there's always that thing that maybe a lot of folks don't realize, that when they're up in there, they're painting that picture. They're finding their purpose, their power, right? So I want to take you guys through something a little different, and we'll go through a little exercise here after a little piece from Rodney Mullen, just to keep the flow going.
I still am most comfortable with skating. I just go out under a streetlight somewhere and I do this stuff and I get peace. I can think. And that skateboarding to me, is creating something. That's cool,
All right, talking about creation, let's create something, all right? So if you want to follow along, you can play around with some, making some moves, all right? So you're going to get shoulder width apart, okay? Get a little bounce going, Feeling good, just to warm up, feeling good. It's about developing some intention, right? Teach you a little bit about what I do real time. So we're going to create a move spread, and it's like you're going to be reaching down underneath to scoop. Like in football, if you're going to do a tackle, you're reaching down to grab something, going to scoop water, and we're just going to create a little spread. So left foot, scoop, come back. Right foot, out 45-degree angle, scoop and come back. Down to the center, step up, left foot, scoop and come back. Right foot, down the center, scoop and come back. We're going to take it out to the right, straight, boom, horizontal, scoop, come back. Out to the left, scoop, come back. Watch out for your key lanyards. Now you're going to turn, because what? You're creating a spread, right? We're creating a movement, creating a drill, creating a spread. You're going to reach back, scoop, pivot your opposite foot, come back to center. Reach back to the left, pivot, scoop, come back to center. You're going to reach down without stepping to your right, scoop, come back, down to the center, scoop, come back, down to the left, scoop. And then you could freestyle if you want, based on the spread that you made, and visit without instruction. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, hopefully you enjoyed the spread and some of what I do here with creating from base fundamentals. Equilibrium.